Hi friends, today I'm going to cover few of the AWS real-time interview questions. I collected few questions from my friends and colleagues based on their interview experience. So I'm going to cover those questions and answers in different parts. So today I'm going to look at Amazon AWS real-time interview questions for solution architect or enterprise solution architect. So they have Amazon guys have specific pattern for solution architect and enterprise solution architect. So we are going to look at like what type of questions they usually trigger and then what kind of answers you can give to those questions. Please don't blame me in case if they are changing the pattern, because usually all these top companies keep changing the pattern of the interview. So the type of rounds usually Amazon conducts for the AWS Enterprise Solution Architect or Solution Architect or Architect are: first round it is technical, second round they have assignment 1 and assignment 2, third round they have whiteboard session, fourth round they have loop rounds, HR round. So coming to the first round, they usually conduct screening, but it's a technical round purely. They will try to understand complete your profile and also put some kind of use case scenarios. Example, you already, if you are already using some DevOps architecture for on premises for your company or for your customer, how do you recommend that to the cloud, and what are the features you adapt from the cloud? Or if you are mentioning through your discussion that you have on-premises servers for your company or for your customer, then the question will be like, how do you recommend to your customer, and how will you show the benefits, and what are the challenges you may face during that transition? They also usually trigger the questions on different type of architectures and the migration stories or migration methodologies or migration strategies currently have in the market. So there are 6 migration strategy, kind of rehost, re-platforming, re-architecting, retain. So all those 6 you can just check once. The next round, in case if you get through the first round, you will be in the second round, and they will give you the assignments 1 and 2, and you will need to submit within 7 days. In case if you need more time, definitely you can go ahead and ask for the extra time. Don't hesitate to do that. Sometimes you may not be you may not be able to complete that particular assignments within 7 days due to your personal commitments or professional commitments. Better you explain and take more time. Then coming to the third round, you will need to demonstrate. That's it, that they call it as a whiteboard session. You need to demonstrate your assignment to architecture, whatever you have designed. Moving on, we are going to see what are those assignments. So you and there will be some questions triggered from the interviewer, and you will need to answer. In case if you get through the third round also, then there will be a fourth round. They call it as loop rounds. So there will be approximately 4 rounds, and these 4 rounds are going to be mainly for on the Amazon's mission statement, core values, and customer engagement. If you get through this round, the final round is going to be the HR round. Let us go through the first round. So during the first round, as I already mentioned, they are going to ask you about yourself, then type of projects you have dealt so far, any cloud related projects you have dealt or if you have mentioned on your profile. They will ask you more details about those projects. If you have to improve or move your on-premises servers, which one you would like to pick up, and what is the architecture you recommend for that particular migration. So they will ask you to, for example, you want to improve your DevOps process from your on-premises, then definitely they'll ask you like, how will you migrate, or how will you take it to the cloud, and what are the features you will use it. Or for example, if you want to move one of the application from your customer side or from your on-premises for your company which you are using, then they'll ask you how will you do that and what are the features you will use, and there will be few questions around that. And they will share one of the use case and ask you for the cloud architecture, migration strategies, they may trigger about the migration strategies. There are 6 type of migration strategies: rehost, replatform, reactor. So you can just have a look on that, as I already mentioned. So the second round, if you get through the first round, then you will get into the second round. In the second round, as I mentioned, there will be assignment 1. So this is one of the example. Stage 1, they will give you the stages in that assignment document. Stage 1, building the EC2 web server on an elastic load balancer. So they'll ask you to build 2 different EC2 instances. One is Linux and one is on Windows. And these 2 should have some IaaS on the Windows, Apache on the Linux server. Then you need to configure, and you need to configure the sample web pages, which are just index.html, something like that. And then you need to configure the load balancer between these 2 particular servers. Then they will also ask you to configure S3, where you have to post your screenshots, all of the screenshots. So there will be some kind of conditions like what you need to use. They will give you step by step. So you need to create those environments. They will also mention, if possible, just make it innovatively. Just regularly, if you create manually, that doesn't make any sense. So if you can make it some innovative method, maybe use Ansible or Chef or Puppet to create all this infrastructure rather than creating it manually. So these are the key deliverables they will expect from you. Please provide the following information to the recruitment team: the public DNS entries for the EC2 instances, the public URL to the web page via the ELB. So you might have created some URL when you host your index.html. So you need to provide the URL which comes through the ELB, not the direct URL of your individual web server. Your AWS account ID that is being used to set up this environment. Better use the security key rather than giving your account details. So this is in detailed assignment 2. In case if you are fine, I mean, there won't be any filtration process, but you need to compulsory submit assignment 1, and then they will confirm that you will have the assignment second round of that. So meanwhile, if you can complete this assignment 2, you will jump to the third round. So during the assignment 2, what will be that? So they will ask you the real-time case scenario. For example, in this one, they are asking one of the customer have the LAMP stack, compromising of open source software. Like many small startups, they are confident that they will be growing up in next few years. And how will you anticipate the load, and how will you create the infrastructure on the cloud? So there are many parameters which you need to consider for creating such kind of architecture. They have given even those parameters like scaling, disaster recovery, manage user identities and sync user specific data across multiple devices, ability for service providers to send notifications to consumer, ability to run analytics, the ability to configure their database, effective distribution of load, a self-healing infrastructure that recovers from failed service instances, security of data, securing access to the environments, archival strategy, ability to easily manage and replicate multiple environments. These are the things they expected you to create a architecture. So this is the objective. Recommend a manageable, secure, scalable, high performance, efficient, elastic, highly available, fault tolerant and recoverable architecture that allows the startup to originally grow, right? So deliverables should be like your PDF, whatever you create for the architecture, and complete explanation you need to show, and if possible you just mention what is the flow, give a write-up with complete flow how it goes your architecture. So I created some sample architecture for the same scenario. Let us go through that. So this is the one based on the pointers they have given in the previous slide. I have created the architecture. So one is like to host the website. You will be using EC2 instances, and we will enable the auto scaling group here. So whenever the load is more, then automatically more servers will be created. When the load is down, then automatically it will be downscaled. That's how the auto scaling groups work. For the security purpose, you can use network security groups, and then you will do it completely this under the virtual private cloud, which is a private cloud environment of the AWS. So you will not expose anything directly to the world from the EC2 instances. You are actually taking an internet gateway to expose anything from here, right? So from internet gateway, you can configure the elastic load balancer, and you can use CloudFront. CloudFront is for CDN, content delivery network. If you want to have a caches in multiple countries for the better performance, then you can use it. Even if you want to serve the specific content to the particular country, then even this CloudFront will help you. The next one is Web Application Firewall. This will really help you to support the OWASP guidelines. There are OWASP guidelines. For the security, that all guidelines are defined under the Web Application Firewall as a predefined predefined rules. The next one is Route 53. Route 53 is like for the domain name registration. So you can either register your domain, or if you already have a domain, you can configure the domain under the Route 53. AWS Shield is for DDoS protection, distributed denial of service. Sometimes there will be attacks like from a particular server or particular number of users to just overload the website web servers, so that the main traffic can be distracted and your application will be down. So even if you want to get protected from such kind of threats, you can enable AWS Shield. So the next one is CloudWatch for any failure recoveries. In case if you are not configuring auto scaling group, then you need to configure auto recovery, or if you enable auto recovery, auto scaling doesn't work. So one of them has to be there. So when you have an auto recovery, if your machine is gone down for some reason, then automatically your auto recovery will help you to reboot your machine or do some kind of corrections on that particular one. So you can enable that auto recovery on the CloudWatch. You should be clear whether you are going to use auto scaling group and or auto recovery. So in case if some system failure occurred, then you need to trigger that notification. So that's why we have enabled SNS, Simple Notification Service. So CloudWatch will trigger the notification through SNS to the indicated email IDs or phone numbers. So the next one is RDS for the database. So you will be able to use RDS is a managed service, and you will be able to use MySQL or SQL Server or Aurora database, PostgreSQL, all these databases you will be able to use. So you can configure that, and it got its own strategies for disaster recovery and high availability. So you can configure all those things on the RDS. So there will be more questions like how the RDS work and all those stuff. So the next one is S3 bucket. In case if you want to take your backups of your EC2 instances and RDS regularly, this will help you. Next one is GuardDuty. GuardDuty is a threat detection service that continuously monitors for malicious activity and unauthorized behavior to protect your AWS accounts and workloads, such as VPC, CloudTrail, and all those stuff. So this is additional security layer which we are enabling for this particular architecture. So if you want to expose your APIs for the mobile application, API Gateway and Lambda will help you. Lambda is a serverless feature. You can add your script to run anytime, and API Gateway to expose your APIs. So let us move to the next one, third round. So during the third round, it will be completely demonstrating your say assignment 2 architecture. So they will be asking you questions on how you are going to achieving your objective, how security is covered up, how your DR and HA strategy is covered, and how is your web servers are enabled with the DR and HA. Same for the DB. Any alternate options to the architecture. For example, if you are suggesting EC2, what else you could use instead of EC2, for example, Elastic Beanstalk. So those all questions will be triggered. You need to be ready with answers for those. So the next one is fourth round, loop rounds. In this one, it will be completely telephonic rounds. Third round is the only one you need to attend directly in their office, because you have to demonstrate to the person directly. Whereas fourth round is completely telephonic, so you have to be prepared with leadership principles, mission statement, cloud computing white papers, products and services, case studies, architecture center. So if you are thorough with this, you can easily get through this fourth round as well. Then if you get through all this fourth round, as I earlier mentioned, fourth round approximately they will conduct 4 different interviews in the loop rounds. If you get through that, there will be an HR round. So that will be I think you can self-cover on that. I don't need to explain much about it. One more thing, if you need any more information, please write a comment or send me an email. I will definitely reply to that, and I can provide more information on this type of rounds. Thanks for watching my video. I will come up with more videos on these interviews.